Hey everybody! Hey, come on out of that, and in the corner of the deep corner of the parking lot where we've all scuttled away at Fairmont Crest Country Club here in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Hey, and now we're gonna sneak on, but that new bus guy, that busser that
Uh-huh.
they just recently hired, that
Oh,
looks a
yeah.
little suspicious.
Yeah.
There's reason to believe that he's a little suspicious because he let us right in. He just opened up the gate, he turned off the alarm in the emergency exit, popped that sucker right open, and look, here we are
Hmm.
in the middle of his backstroke.
Yeah.
That's what I did. That's what we're here. So shh, quiet. We're on the
Quietly, quietly.
green of the Fairmont Crest Country Club golf course. Talk about days of our lives, talk about beyond the gates, talk about soap operas. Hi, everybody, it's me, Matt.
Hi, my name's Kat.
And welcome back to the 10th Floor Podcast channel.
Yes.
Hey, we're here, we're
Here we are
live.
again.
Here we are, talking about stuff. If you missed us at 11 a.m., we were talking about General Hospital, so if you like that soap opera, tune in, check the replay out, and join us live next week, next Sunday, live at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We love doing
Wait
it,
a lot
and
to
we love
say.
having you guys. So join us, join us. Hey, Jeannie's here. Hey, Jeannie. Hey,
Hey,
Jeannie.
Jeannie.
We're clearing out the green just for us. All right, we're going to
Uh-huh.
lay out some towels
Uh-huh.
so you can lay down and bask in the beautiful sunlight.
Yes.
So,
And
hi.
wait for your cocktail to arrive.
Oh yes, some cabana person is going to bring by a drink as you are sprawled out on the green here at Fairmont Crest. Kita is with us. Hello, Kita.
Hey. Good afternoon.
Kita Chiquita. Kita on Quebec. Live from Canada, I guess, because that's where Quebec is. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would hope you know. I would hope you know
I
that.
do.
Hey, folks, before we get into it, I just want to get it out of the way and say in a couple of months, basically a month and a week, we're going to be at the General Hospital Fan Club event here in Los Angeles, California, hanging out with the cast of GH.
We sure will be.
And so, thanks, definitely thanks to the people who donated through the super chat function of this channel for us to be able to do that. And it's still open if you still want to make a donation to the channel so we can have a sandwich and a cup of coffee while we're out there. Do it. Send it on by. Find a little heart with the dollar sign, or if you're watching the replay, I think it's the actual dollar bill. Just give that a click and send it on over if you can. If you can take some off the side, don't feel compelled.
No.
Tracy's Fractured History and More is here. Michelle is with us. Sandra and Del J. Hello. Told you
Hi, guys.
if you build it, they will come. All we had to do was just open the door. And they're
Yeah.
flooding right in. Don't tell security.
Open the door and they will come.
If you
Right.
build it, they will come in some places. And here, if you throw open the emergency exit and go, come on, real quick, people will run.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, real quick, everybody, come hang out. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I can't take it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
podcasting. I can't take it. I'm podcasting.
Your phone flashes when it rings?
No, it's the screen and the webcam and just how the light interacts with each other.
Oh, okay.
Oh, goodness gracious. Jeannie's behind on Beyond the Gates, so we're going to catch her up right now. We're going to talk about Beyond the Gates, all right? The secret is almost out.
The secret is almost out, and it appears to involve a lot of people.
It seems as though a major portion of the family actually really knows what went down, and they're just being real quiet about it.
It's like all the boys know.
All the dudes, the,
None of the
gentle,
girls.
the gentlemen's came together to hide whatever it is that Martin did, and we're getting real close to finding out who he beat the tar out of.
Yeah, and I guess it looks like he killed him.
And yeah, and then I guess found their own version of the Pine Barrens.
Yeah.
Scandal style.
And
We're
you
going
know
to get
what?
Olivia Pope in here. But,
Vernon showed us a little bit. He got a little bit of a temper now, doesn't he?
well, I mean,
He's not so mild-mannered grandpa all the time.
it's fun when we get to learn new aspects of the characters because the show is still new. We haven't seen every way that people behave. We haven't seen every dip of their personality or anything like that. So anytime we get to see a different reaction, we'll say, from a character, it's like, ooh, what's this? What's the reason for this? How much more of this is in there?
And in the very beginning of the series, remember, toward the beginning of the series, remember when Bill pretty much made Vernon make the family come to that stupid wedding where
Oh
Danny
yeah.
went rootin'
Mm-hmm.
tootin'.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he, that's this big secret
Mm-hmm.
was being used back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, now, but since we got this guy in the wait staff there, you know,
Ooh, was he a witness? Was
well,
he an
he claims to
instigator?
be the victim's brother.
Yeah, okay.
He claims to be the victim's brother, if there is a victim.
Well, I mean, I guess
There
there is
is.
a. I would think there's a victim.
It seems to me that everybody, all the men in the family, know about this. Vernon, even the cops, maybe,
Keeping it quiet.
you know,
Yeah.
and Vernon made it go away with the help of Bill, it looks like.
And everybody's kind of on edge, going, I hope Martin never remembers what we did for him.
Yeah, and Martin is just and he's had some kind of a amnesic thing.
Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
from probably from trauma,
From
right?
trauma, yeah. He suppressed the memory.
Suppressed the memory.
Suppressed the memory.
That's how,
Everybody ran around him, covering it up, crossing their fingers that it's just not going to come up. And if Martin ever remembers, good God, that's going to be a problem. We're going to have to explain it to him. He's going to feel terrible. He's going to want to turn himself in, and we're all going to go down.
yes. Yes. That's what it appears to be.
And then we find out that what's his bucket is behind in it on the police force. Help keeping it quiet because he's on the take. And then Jacob's going to hear about it and be like, "Oh no, we're on the take. I'm so conflicted. What do I do?"
And then also Joey Armstrong seems to be the bad guy in everybody's thing. He seems to be have his toe in everything.
He's pulling all of the strings in the background. Del J says it now appears that Martin may be sympathetic in this situation. See, we got to know traumatized Martin, who was too mean to Smitty. And now we're learning why. Now we're learning to be, maybe a little bit patient with people who are lashing out. And then, of course, Smitty's going to uncover this, and he's going to be horrified and also, like, deeply in love. I don't know. I don't necessarily
And
think
you
that.
better be careful of that old cop. That old cop and Joey Armstrong might do something to Smitty if he gets too
Well,
close.
if he gets, yeah, I mean, we don't want that.
No, we don't.
We don't
Of course
want
not.
that. We don't want that. But, he's going to find out what's going on, and he's going to learn that the Martin personality has changed because of this
Yeah.
thing that he can't recall, some major trauma, some sort of criminal thing that he was hooked into. Run this bag down the street and it goes bad. Something, and then it's connected to the political world in some I don't know, some sort of ongoing snowballing effect from what we find out down the line. Of course, there's going to be. They've had a long time to think about this and write it. So I'm into it. I'm interested to see how it all goes down and how ultimately everybody feeds into the story, because that really was an aspect that I wasn't expecting. I expected some people, but not all the people. Good stuff.
I know.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Outside of that, though. Oh, Del J says only Anita from the female side seems to know stuff. But
Who?
this Anita.
Yeah, she does. Yes, it appears that, because they've talked in, riddles earlier too, Anita and Vernon, about this subject.
So maybe she knows that something went down. She wasn't involved in the cover-up, but she knows the cover-up happened because Anita knows all.
And she always knows when Vernon's got his hand in something, just like when she was on the phone with him this week. She knew his hand is in something.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
telling her, but
They're all up to something.
It certainly isn't that he's talking down to painters.
No.
That's not it.
No,
Like,
no, not at all. No, that's my quick lie to cover it up, babe. I would wonder if at this point in their relationship there's this understanding of like, all right, you're up to something, but I don't know what it is. But you're gonna tell me eventually, so let me just leave it alone for now. I don't know. It's a compelling aspect of a sneaky relationship, one that works because they're so good at keeping each other's secrets.
yeah.
And on the Articulate side,
I guess they're just having a good old time, aren't they?
now we're just getting drunk and partying.
Yeah, yeah, they're just having a good old time.
Except for June. Poor June. Poor homeless, crazy, can't remember nothing June.
Yeah.
Connected in our opinion, in our theory here on this podcast at least.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter of, maybe, this long lost dead articulate, the one that took their life. Maybe she didn't know about it. Maybe she was raised by the Berry Gordy,
Maybe.
you know, for a little
Maybe.
while and then fell out of the house.
Yeah, well, she's connected somewhere. You know, it's very interesting too. I've seen some shots of her, the actress, when she's not dressed to look like June. My gosh, she's gonna clean up real well.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they cast somebody specific, somebody for long term, somebody to be a part of the main
She's gonna be
roster of
absolute.
characters.
She and her petiteness reminds me of Haley.
She's Haley's mom.
You never know.
Nah, she's probably she's the daughter of the articulate, and she's the twins' mother. That's the most dramatic thing to do.
It
Link
is.
it all together.
It is because the photo. It doesn't appear that it may be such an old photo as it is just a beat up photo. You know?
Right, right. It's not from 1986.
Right.
Right. It's much more recent. Oh gosh, it's 2025. I don't even know the year that teenagers were born. I guess 2010. That would make them 15 now.
Yeah.
So, wow. Wow. Photos from 2010. Those were digital to start with. That was never even taken on film. That was printed at your local CVS or Walmart.
Exactly.
You know, they took that down to the Kinko's before they changed the name to a FedEx office.
I tell
Oh
you.
my God.
If you're not planning on, for me anyway, if you're not planning on putting it on the wall, there ain't no reason to print it.
Just upload it to your favorite social media account and have them keep it for you forever. Until the EM apocalypse where something goes off in the atmosphere, we lose all of our tech, all of our Wi-Fi, and have to figure it out with stones and seeds once again.
Oh my goodness. I think that'd be easier for me to do than it would be a lot of people.
You know, it's true. It's true. Back in the day when we were watching Lost, I asked my mom, hey, do you think you'd be like one of the core adventuring group people that are on this show, or are you going to be the one in the back doing the laundry? What do you think? She'd be like, I would so be out there trying to find this stupid radio tower and fighting polar bears. What are you talking about? So these kids were born in like 2010. So this picture would be from like 2012 or whatever. How old are these kids in the thing? I can never tell the child's age. I can never tell.
Well, like Steven was born in 13 and he's 11 years old.
No. I mean the kids in the actual photo. How old would you say that they are?
Oh,
Like,
I think they're supposed to be. It's a very tattered photo. It's
Yeah.
hard, but I would say they look to be like around 3 or 4 years old.
Okay, yeah. So not quite 6, not quite 2.
Yeah, not babies, but
Right.
not really, really toddlers either.
And that falls in
Little
line
kids.
too with the adoption of these kids because they were not adopted as babies.
Right.
What if Martin killed their dad?
Wow.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be something?
Beat the crap out of their dad, wound up adopting them, but didn't realize. That's the big
never
secret that
know.
the dudes have been holding down. It's like, we gave the kids, we're so stupid. We gave the kids to them.
It's the. I can't help but just it's dumb, but there's no way you're going to find a homeless person's belongings ever.
Well, they found this picture, okay? All right, and so planned, you can track it down. They went from bus stop to bus stop looking for it. And it's great that she has it back because we learned how important it really is to her.
Oh my gosh, she flipped out when she got it back.
Right, to a point where the question's out there. Does she even know who's in this gosh darn photo, or does she just know that she loves them to bits?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly. She appears to have amnesia. She doesn't know why she loves this picture. She doesn't know why she absolutely loves these two little children in the photo. She knows that she does.
Somebody must have grabbed the kids, gave it to Martin and Smitty, pumped her up full of methamphetamines, and dumped her on the street.
Maybe.
So that awful guy is the
Maybe.
kid's uncle? No, please. Oh, Del J. Maybe not. Maybe not their dad.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's all connected, Ma. It's all connected. It's what we're coming down to. We're gonna find out that there's no story that's been isolated. We've just been learning the details.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting, and I just
And now, everybody knows about Aunt Andre and Danny. Mm-hmm. Right?
everybody, but not everybody, but enough for there to be drama and fallout for it. And the drama and fallout's name is Nicole.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, in my estimation, the biggest fallout is Nicole. Nicole's whole life turns out to be a lie or something, it seems. Yeah, Ted has this kid out there that I never knew about. And by the way, folks, I'm actually on team. I liked the other Ted better.
You like the other Ted better?
Yeah, I wind up missing. Like, I see pictures of, like, Maurice Johnson every once in a while, and I'm like, I miss that guy.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, Ted's all right. But there was something about old Ted. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Another lie Ted kept from Nicole. Exactly. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Nicole can't trust anybody.
Okay, you guys, did I miss something? I read over and over that Andre and Ashley were going to hit the sheets, but they didn't, right?
Not that I recall.
Did I miss it?
No, because she still isn't. Didn't she just agree to marry what's his name?
Derek?
Yeah.
Oh, she turned him down.
Oh yeah, she turned him down. See, I'm paying such little attention to their storyline that I'm like, they got married 2 years ago, didn't they?
But I just thought, I just heard it so many times. I can't believe that Ashley's going to sleep with Andre, blah, 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 or Andre's going to sleep with Ashley. I'm like, but they didn't. Did I miss it?
Maybe it's just speculation out there, and they're like, yeah, because people out there take their thoughts as fact. And so they're like, I can't believe this is 100% going to happen on the show. And then they just run with it like it's true. Mm-hmm. Oh, she was dreaming, says Keita. We missed the dream.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we must have been filling our coffees or making a sandwich.
Probably, huh?
Something like that. Or I was listening to it on the
Well,
car.
if I was gonna get up and go do something anytime during the show, chances are she or her boyfriend Derek would be on my screen.
She's your bathroom break character.
Sorry.
Oh,
You know what she needs to do? Drop kick that Derek and be done with him.
And just be with Andre. And Andre needs to drop kick Danny because that is just a powder keg of problems.
Right.
Nicole's sitting there like, this is my nephew, you stupid.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
We don't need to keep it in the family. We're not royals. Okay? Oh, gosh. All they could do is just sidestep the lack of genetic similarities. Mm-hmm. Because he comes from the other side of the family.
Yes, he does.
But it's
Yes,
still icky.
they're not. Yeah. But you know what? Nicole kind of pointed out that it's a little icky.
Yeah.
we
Like I
talked
was
about
saying, Ma, this guy went to the barbecues,
Exactly. He was at all the cookouts.
Absolutely. We're not into that.
You helped him with his ice cream.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. You had a Kristen Brady moment. It's what you had. And then now, look at this. Now you're trying to make babies.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. What are my notes saying here? Bill isn't as upright. So Bill's keeping secrets, Ma. Bill's full of secrets, is what he is. All right.
He sure is. He's a slick fool, though, isn't he?
He sure is. He's a master at sidestepping the truth, being able to get out of the moment of having to tell the truth. Mm-hmm. And I think it's what has made him such an effective and powerful and rich lawyer.
Yes, and then he does all this stuff, and when he winds up looking like he doesn't look like comes out looking like a sweet smelling rose.
Always and forever. And then like his daughters show up, and he's just ready to dive into their legal dramas and being a good and present dad who's happy to see him. And it's just really interesting, especially this week, watching him be a little more frail than he had been before. And then also seeing Haley next to him. And it's just like, wow, there really is a major age difference between the two of them. This is really starting to get into like Tony Randall stuff.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So I would say that she is... she's Naomi's best friend.
Or at least was once upon a time.
She's in her mid to late 20s.
Oh yeah, she's a very young thing. Very, very young.
And Mr. Hamilton's like, what?
Old
My
enough
age?
to be referred to as Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got to be 59 years old. I think this is my guess for characters somewhere between like 57 and 64. And I think Vernon's supposed to be like somewhere between 75 and 80.
Definitely of retirement age. You know?
Yeah.
I'm at a point where people aren't calling me Mr. and Sir just yet. Just yet. And it might just because it's out of fashion to just call people that. But my beard is gray, my hair is gray, but my skin is not wrinkly. Not yet. You know, there's lines. You can tell that I got some age. But I'm not
Right.
walking around all wrinkly. And I wonder if when that day comes, people will get out of their bus seats for me and call me Mister. Hey, Mister, can you throw that ball back? Does that happen anymore? Am I just trying to be from a bygone era?
I get mammed a lot, of course.
Hello, ma'am. Would you like the senior discount?
But you know,
And you're like, yes, I do. I absolutely want. Can you double the senior discount for me, please?
that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Bill told Haley about life insurance, says Del J. I wonder how long before she starts showing her true colors.
I
Where
don't
she's
know.
a
You know,
black widow after his
I
dollars.
still haven't made up my mind on Haley. You know, is she a gold digger, or is she truly, you know, love Bill?
I think she's a status digger.
I think she's a status digger too,
Yeah. Yeah, not necessarily after the multi-millions, but the status that comes with.
because she wants to be accepted so badly, and she wants to be accepted in that circle. Other circles, she don't care too much
No,
about.
no. And I imagine that if they were to take them out of Fairmont Crest and put them somewhere else, it might be an adjustment because it's not the original social circle she wanted to work into. But she might find a way to just be as happy trying to worm her way into the rival country club.
Yeah, well, she'd have better chance over there.
I imagine it's only a matter of time before, the Mercy hospitals of Beyond the Gate shows up. Membership is dwindling. They're going to Mercy.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. Del J does agree that there's a bit of an age gap between
Yes.
Haley and Bill. And just to me, it's just shown as more obvious this week than it ever had before. Of course, there always was one.
Yeah, so pretty much her age, double it, that's his age.
Yeah, but just seeing him hobble around on the cane and such, and then and just his age, his size, the gray hair, the fact that he has adult daughters that are the exact same age as his wife, like all of that just landed more hard in me this week than it ever had
I-
before.
I found this interesting. He made a comment about getting different kinds of, tricked out canes,
Right.
right? He
Right.
had a conversation about getting all these tricked out canes. And I was thinking, Haley must be, you old man want to have decided you're going to keep a cane?
Keep your cane. All right.
That's how badly you want to get well, as you want to.
Or is it just going to become a thing that you like? It's just your thing. Bill with his cane. He's going to show up everywhere with a cane, so we can gesture, so we
Yeah.
can have a diamond at the end, so we
I
can
would
twist it,
think-
and there's a dagger.
I would think, being old enough to be her dad, that I would want to dispose of that cane as quickly as I could. You know what
Listen,
I mean?
still want to cut a rug on the dance floor with you, buddy. This cane is not going to facilitate that. We got to get rid
You
of it.
would think that he wouldn't be fussing with Shanice. He would do the rehab and try to stay viral. Try. My goodness.
No, he's not going to do any of that. There's always somebody younger and hotter to try to maybe seduce, or at least have the thrill of doing that. I mean, he could just get himself set up like the Penguin from Batman. You know how the Penguin had all of the umbrellas that did all kinds of different things.
And
Grappling
whatever
hooks and
underwear
guns.
that they're using for Haley, I need one. My gosh, she got some great looking boobs. I need what?
What is that bra? What is
I
that
need to know
brassiere?
what that bra is.
I need to know somebody
Yeah, I
dig
need
down
one.
deep, dive in, find out what it is, because Mama wants the same set that Haley does. All right, you heard it here first, folks. And who else gets to talk to their mom about such things? It's the beauty and the magic of just going with
I need that
podcast.
brassiere. I'm telling you, I need it.
And there's plenty of people out there too. I don't know if you folks know this, but this is something I've observed in my life. Spending time with my mom around people who are her age. And we get a lot of chances to do that doing soap opera events. My mama's hot commodity, okay? She's a very pretty lady that people want to get to know.
Oh, thank you.
I've seen it time and time again, folks. She gets free drinks still to this day. And then she'll flash her ring finger at you and go upstairs alone. Mm-hmm. Bill has a vasectomy, says Vita. Do you think he's got a secret vasectomy and he's just stringing Haley along? A vasectomy's a medical procedure.
He's awfully good at it because he doesn't look at her with any kind of underlying animosity. I don't see it at all.
That's the fun part about being on a soap too, because sometimes when you're the actor, you don't know the secret or that one's coming, so you get to play it straight.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how it all develops.
You know, they are kind of given an idea of what their arc is, but they don't know all the nuances of it.
Not yet. No. I think that all of the minor details come when they're reading the script. And before that, because Angela was saying last week when Angela filled in for you, thank you very much for Angela. So catch that replay on the channel. Because Angela's an expert. She writes for Parade Magazine. She did for Soap Opera News for a long time. And just her connections to the soap world is growing weekly. And she just has a lot of access to the truth of how soap operas are put together. The actual creative process behind it. Who's doing what and how this machine is moving forward. And she had shared that on General Huh?
She knows 1,000% more than I do about that mess. That's for sure.
Me too. So, if you ever want to hear an expert talk about soaps, go listen to Angela, follow her on Twitter, all that sort of stuff. And she'll be back to talk about Days of Our Lives in no time. I don't have a timeline, but just consider it no time. No time at all. She'll be back. Anyway.
But like we showed you last week, she will pop up occasionally.
Anyway, all that to say, the actors on General Hospital were given pretty much 6 months of here's the overall 50,000-foot view. Mm-hmm. Elizabeth, you are going to be spending the next 6 months romantically linked with Lucky as we are revisiting your yesteryear with him. Boom, moving on. When it comes to any sort of specific details about the who's, here, where's, why's, and how's, unless it's some sort of major thing like a Metro Court hostage crisis, I don't really have access to that until they're reading the scripts. But they got an idea. Okay, I'm going to be spending the next 6 months working with this actor. Mm-hmm. And so, boom. Pretty much the same, I would imagine, on Beyond the Gates. Even if all of these minor details have been well planned ahead of time, and we've got 3 years of intricately detailed plot ahead of us, it doesn't necessarily mean you're sharing it with your actors.
No, it'd probably be part of the creativity of it. Probably is best not that they don't know. Like you said, you would get more of a, I don't know, believable performance.
Mm-hmm. Here's a famous story from the Harry Potter movies. You remember Harry Potter?
Of course.
Alan Rickman, he played Professor Severus Snape in those movies, and he was like the bad guy professor. Mm-hmm. And but he was actually the good guy professor who was secretly the good guy while pretending to be the bad guy, double agent, secret agent, blah 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 thing the whole time. Mm-hmm. And nobody knew about this until like the very end of the last book. Except for the author, who I'm not going to say the name because she's a controversial figure now. Mm-hmm. And the actor who played Snape, Alan Rickman, because the author went to them and said, hey, by the way, this is what this means. This is where these are the motivations of this character, but nobody knows but you. So you can play it authentically.
Yeah.
And it was neat. It was neat to know. It's neat to know, but sometimes things are shared. Sometimes things are very secret.
Very cool.
But even giving the actor the motivation of this is why you're actually really doing these things. So here's your underlying subtext to play this part. Mm-hmm. They still didn't have every little intricate detail. That didn't come until the script was written.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
So It seems like the girls, Chelsea and Naomi, they're well on their way to forgiving their dad. They are.
I mean, are they? I mean, is there? Well, on their way past the goal point at this mark, things are normal. She's showing up at the house with a file for Bill to work, and then Haley's just hanging out there. Well, what's going on and what's wrong?
And they don't have a big old warm, big fuzzy welcoming for Haley, but they're not as nasty as they were.
No, it's settling into an acceptable normal.
Yeah.
You know, especially as Danny continues to calm down and fall deeper into, well, new problems with Andre, because that is just beginning to boil. What's that, Mama? What's that
What?
I hear off in the distance?
What is it?
It's either the entrance of the Macho Man Randy Savage, or some kids are graduating high school.
It is. Oh my
Oh yeah, Miss Elizabeth, let's get married here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh yeah. That's what I want. I want a valedictorian speech to be done in the voice of the Macho Man Randy
Man,
Savage.
I tell you, there was not but January of Holly's junior year. She was a big old mess. And how, man, and she got and now she gets to be the, what is it? What is it?
Um, the
Salutarian?
salutatorian,
Yeah,
the second best,
whatever.
the second
The
best.
person that gets to have the, like, doggone, what kind of messed up kid you got to have that Holly's first pick for that?
Right? Right? You know, like I represent this school. Hello, my name is Holly. I'm Holly Jonas.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. You
She
know,
hinted, she hinted that Nicole and Eric are fighting.
yeah, they're not getting along because we need Eric to come back is what it is. Is Greg
I
Vaughn?
get that I have that impression. I was like, I don't think Nicole's coming back on
No.
canvas, but it looks like Eric will be.
Greg Vaughn's. I mean, so he's had a couple of reappearances since his original departure, where he was written off because they needed to do something with Nicole. I mean, let's just be real. There was no other reason to do that other than they were sending Nicole away, and they were like, okay, well, this is going to be a reason. And who knows? Maybe they're really close in real life, Ari Zucker and Greg Vaughn was being punished in some sort of weird, stupid
I
political way.
and I think Greg Vaughn returning now soon. Um, I think it's a great idea with John Black not being there anymore.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think bringing Eric back is great.
we need that moral center. I mean, he was good enough to replace
Great.
John Black in particular stories where Drake Ogaston was unavailable. The whole Brady in
Mm-hmm.
jail thing and going down for running over Xander's mom.
Yes.
All of that Greg was there for.
Yes.
So I think that with that successful run, with the strange way that he originally departed, with him coming back for the funeral and this, that, and the other thing, I feel like just the relationship is good and right for
Yes.
the offer to be made to work him back into the fold. And in order to do that, you got to give some trouble between Eric and Nicole.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
that's the impression I got too. It's like, well, there's no reason to do that. I know they're not going to be in the scenes this week. There's no reason to do that unless they just want to split up Nicole and Eric off screen.
right. They're having trouble, so he's going to take a break from Paris or something. I don't. I mean, so the
Or
thing.
he could just say he's going to go back stateside to just support his mom.
Yeah, something like that. He needs to go back home. John died. You got your thing here. You're doing your life here. I don't hate you, but maybe we can do this again later. I don't know because we're limited in our scope. So I only know Nicole from the small portion of time that we've been watching, and she has been on it for even less time that we've been watching because she left a long time ago now.
He did leave a long time ago. Oh, the only thing we know Nicole and the baby Jude story and what one of the many reasons why EJ ain't worth having.
Yeah.
That's what we
That's it.
know
That's
of
it. That's it.
Nicole, really.
But apparently Nicole isn't worth having either. So yeah, we
Yeah.
don't know much about that. So when it comes to any sort of like character assassination that comes with a off-screen split of Eric and Nicole, I have no idea what that looks like or what that means or if that's justified or real or anything. I just don't have the scope on it. I just
I
know that
tell
Eric might be back and I'm happy for that.
Me too. Me too. And I think either John or Marlena, or maybe both of them, have dropped Belle on her head at least once because that girl is stupid. She did.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh, how many red flags do you need, girl?
I'm gonna blow past all of them. Okay, red flag. Red doesn't mean stop. Red means keep going faster. Burn those
Right?
engines.
That EJ ain't worth the
He just
man.
stands there all smugly. To a
He
point
ain't
where
worth
did
the
Chanel
gunpowder
shoot this
someone
man?
shot
Though?
him with.
Did Chanel shoot this man?
Well, you know what? Uh, I think that Johnny's just kind of somehow convinced himself he did it. I don't think Johnny shot him.
No, no, I don't think
It's
so.
but Johnny seems to believe he did.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I must have suppressed that memory. Who else would have done it but me?
Well, maybe he remembers. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he knows he went and got Roman's gun,
And we know that
but
Roman put it
somehow
back.
has convinced himself that he's suppressing the fact that he actually shot his dad. He didn't.
I don't think so, because Roman put it back. So Roman intervened and stopped, and Gabby saw it, and Rachel witnessed the whole thing, and it was ultimately Chanel.
Maybe.
You know, that's what it was.
Maybe. Well, Chanel went back today to tell him again.
Well, Chanel was ready to just tell him off
Not
every
today.
time she sees him.
Right.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. This week. This week she did that. Yeah, she marched right up to him.
I was late to the game and I watched Thursdays and Fridays Days of Our Lives this morning.
Was it a fun run?
It was, and the standalone episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Tom and Alice one, and maybe it's because I don't have the history of watching it. The nostalgia of it is wasted
Oh,
on
we're
me.
so excited. Addie's having a baby, this, that, and the other thing. We don't know Addie.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
we're going to be grandparents. And I'm like, wow, you're young. But then again, it's 1912.
But I know that if I had been watching it, for decades, I probably would have found it endearing.
Well, I think
did
Addie.
not
So,
find
so
it endearing, but I
Addie.
did like Patch's standalone episode.
It was good, wasn't it? Addie is Julie's mom, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, Addie. Yes. Addie's Julie's mom, and Addie was gone, and then she came back.
Yeah.
And then when she came back, Julie knew herself a Doug. But Doug and Julie eventually went on the rocks the night of their marriage. And Addie slipped in and married that man instead. And then they had a Hope.
Yeah. It's so weird that Hope is her stepdaughter and her sister.
And her sister. And then I think just after Hope was born, Addie was passed away. She was run over by a car or something.
Oh.
So Hope never even got to know her
The Bo
mom.
and Hope episode, the Bo and Hope stuff, I didn't mind so much, I guess, because I've been watching them for the past 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've been watching them.
Yeah.
Where the Tom Alice one was just a little bit boring for me.
I get that. I get that. It's reaching into history we don't know.
And I liked Patch's one. I did. But I like Steve Nichols so dang much,
He's just full of action and adventure, and he's just a soap actor to a 10, right?
Oh
like
my gosh.
when it comes down to it, he's soap as it gets. He's like Jackson Montgomery, Just when it comes down to it, you have an actor that belongs on daytime just because of the specific way that they particularly act.
I mean,
and that's Stephen Nichols.
Exactly. He's like I don't know. I kind of put him on the same because he's got this certain vibe to him, a certain look, kind of like Luke. Luke in a stupid perm, okay? And then Patch with a stupid patch.
But it's of a specific era. It's of a time,
Exactly. Exactly.
and even now he
He was a roughneck when he came in.
there's even a particular way of acting. There's this heightened, hyper, but still realistic way of delivery that Stephen Nichols mastered when he was younger. And you saw a lot of it in the flashbacks, especially with these big declarations of love to Kayla and not wanting her to look under his eye patch and having babies and standing up against the bad guy and all sorts of different things. And
Yep.
he's just got this specific daytime soap delivery
He's
of
been
things.
running with that mullet for a long time.
I'm surprised he doesn't have it now. And apparently underneath that eye patch is just a mess. Bo did some work on that man's
I
eye.
thought Kayla was going to throw up. No, I'm kidding.
Sweetness, you're the only one that's ever seen it, baby. You're the only ever one. Sweetness. Hey, are you telling me that in the entire history of time, Stephanie didn't walk in, like toddler Stephanie didn't walk into the bathroom with Steve shaving? It's patchy out there, getting the morning stubble off, his eye patch is hanging on the edge of the sink, the water's running, there's shaving cream everywhere. Little 2-year-old Stephanie waddles on in. Are you telling me that's never happened? Kayla's the only person that's ever seen you without the eye patch. Come on, Steve.
Come on, Steve.
Michelle says next week Jada approaches EJ and Johnny to arrest Johnny.
Woo-wee.
Ooh, see, but
Johnny didn't shoot him.
EJ's gonna pull the Phillip though.
I'm starting to think that Rachel didn't either, but I think Rachel saw it happen.
Oh, she's so traumatized over watching EJ get shot that her only friend is Sarah.
Yes.
What a surprise pair that is, but I guess safety with your doctor.
Yeah, well, when Sarah said, I can't tell anybody.
I mean, that's a big thing. And then she lost her nerve because of that poor timing nurse. I mean, how dare you? Don't interrupt. Slide a note underneath the door. I'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah, I had to say, I did feel sorry for little Rachel. I did, it's her losing her grandpa really, really messed with her.
It did,
and kudos to the little actress because her scene at the funeral.
That's really good for somebody that never met Drake Hogestyn, from my understanding. That's just understanding the material. The other little girl, if they had brought her in, I would have understood. But this one was just pure acting. For me, it went on a little long. Like, I was just like, okay, how long is this I'm crying scene? Come on. Let's move on here. Okay, I get it. I mean, maybe I'm just having flashbacks to my sister as a little kid. I don't know. But I only had a small, limited patience to watch this little girl cry, as beautifully acted as it was. What I thought that the real, magic was, and it really was just her sadness over, having this premonition, this feeling out there, this vibration in the universe that said that John Black had passed away, and feeling like she was responsible. Like my dream did this. I felt as though it happened, so therefore it became. Oh my God, my power is emerging. This is dangerous for all. But they reframed it for her. This was John coming by to say goodbye, and I thought that was just real authentic and real pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was there for that.
I thought so.
Jeannie, I saw a rumor that I didn't believe where Sammy comes back pregnant with Rafe's baby, says Michelle. And Jeannie says, well, we know women on soaps have babies into the late 40s and 50s.
Rusty, dusty egg?
Exactly. Jeannie says, well, we know women on these soaps have babies to the late 40s and 50s.
Of course.
Yep. Rafe's little crooked sperm meeting that last rusty, dusty egg. Oh gosh. It was nice to see Rafe and Jada in scene, says Jeannie, because Jeannie loves Rafe and wants to see Galen on her screen at all times.
Yes, and you could see Jada still liking him.
They still like him. I don't know what the future is. I really don't. Because some of this stuff was set forth by a previous writing team, and as we experience with General Hospital, sometimes things get shaken up, and they don't wind up being what they originally seemed to be going. Is Jada and Sean truly the future? Or do the new writing team have something else in mind?
We'll see. I don't really like her with Sean.
Me either.
I don't see the chemistry. I see chemistry with her and Rafe.
I think that's why they worked to begin with. That was a popular pairing. It's funny because Days of Our Lives has kind of just vibrated in the medium for a long time, where people were like, it's not as good as it used to be, but I don't hate it enough to rip it apart online every single day and declare how much I hate things, unless you're a super fan, and then they did. But because of that, though, some real solid, acting partners like Galen Gehring and Elia Cantu came out of it. They were solid together. They were great cops together. They had great romantic chemistry together. I believed that they cared about one another.
Me too.
So, yeah, I'm for it. I just, I think Days of Our Lives just really is struggling with direction, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that they've been having to write so many gosh darn funerals.
That's the truth.
It's like every 3 months we got to say goodbye to another daytime legend.
I know. Hey, do you like Holly being a firefighter?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, why not? I'm all
Me
for,
too.
because for so long soap characters are a lawyer, a doctor, a secret
Hmm.
agent, a private eye. How many private eye soap characters have we
Well,
had in the
yeah,
history of time?
he's way more interesting firefighter than Derek over there on the gates.
Yes, yeah. So I'm all for, cop, but when you're not cop, but you're firefighter, when you're EMT instead of a doctor, oh, I'm going to be a paramedic. Something honestly, to put a character in a different costume, and to whittle it down to like something really digestible. An opportunity to put somebody in a costume that they're not used to seeing on the screen for this soap is an opportunity to make it seem different, fresh, a new idea, new agenda, new direction, new opportunities, because everything is a new opportunity for a cool new story.
Hmm.
Speaking of, Ma, in the previous hour, when we were talking about General Hospital, watch that video, folks, if you missed it. I mentioned Techno Stefano and the fact that,
Yeah,
in a couple of years they could have AI Stefano where somebody
yeah,
programs an AI with Stefano's personality and he runs amok.
yeah.
So unfortunately, Techno Stefano, while never actually used on Days of Our Lives, was the nickname that the fan base gave to Robo Stefano that was programmed into Steve.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So Robo Stefano in Steve's eye socket or whatever
Yeah.
was lovingly referred to by the fan base as Techno Stefano. Wall never said so on the actual show. So since the fans have already coined that phrase, we can't use Techno Stefano for AI, but I can come up with something, or I can ask AI to do it for me.
You could.
I won't. I won't. All of this stuff is still by hand, folks. I made the backdrops. I make the weekly graphics. They're very basic, but I do it.
Hmm.
Rip them right off the internet, I do. Slap some text on it and upload it to the internet. Right on here, live on YouTube. Rachel as a baby, says Michelle. Rachel as a baby was thought to be Mickey, which was Eric and Sarah. Sarah was her mommy for a year. So
Oh,
Rachel originally was thought to belong to Eric and Sarah. I didn't know Eric and Sarah were an item.
I didn't
So
either.
how does that even happen, Michelle? Because Eric, like, I understand that all these characters are connected in the grand scheme of Days of Our Lives, but how does Eric and Sarah wind up with Kristen and Brady's baby? I'm
That's weird.
curious. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And
Everything's
Mickey, and I
somewhere.
guess Mickey, girl Mickey, hey Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey Mickey, hey Mickey, but named for Mickey Horton, one of
Yeah.
the longtime characters on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Tracy liked Sarah and Xander a few years back. I liked Sarah and Xander very recently, and I really like Xander now.
Oh, I like Xander mad. Mad and mean.
Like, I can understand why Paul Telfer was excited to start playing this aspect of his character again, because this particular version of Xander is really interesting, good, and compelling. Because he
Hmm.
can beat the tar out of Philip convincingly, decide he's going to smother Philip convincingly, then have a convincing apology, and have it all be 100% legit and real, and not false. He didn't lie. He really apologized to this man.
Yeah.
He genuinely and sincerely said he was sorry for doing that stuff, and he wouldn't have done it if circumstances were slightly different.
Yeah. I mean, it's like he's apologizing, but he's not apologizing.
Right, but also it was so legitimate too. Like he genuinely was like, I'm sorry that I did that. If I knew that things were different, then I wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Like, and he meant it. What? What sort of villain? Soap villain is noble, good, and also a terrible, disgusting human being. All at the same time.
Well,
Dr. David Hayward, I guess.
I guess so. I guess so.
Her name was Mackenzie, but they called her Mickey. Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that about Rachel. I thought if you put a gun to my head and said what was the origin of Rachel, I would have said she was born straight to Kristen because I would not have expected somebody took Kristen's baby storyline.
huh.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. I would
That's,
imagine Kristen took a baby,
but it does. It
but
does
somebody
make
taking
sense
hers, I
there.
didn't.
Now it does make sense the connection we saw between Rachel and Sarah.
Yes, yes, it does, and that is a testament to the new writing team. That's something
Hmm.
that the cast specifically, actually, because Deidre Hall and Judy Evans,
Hmm.
Judy, yeah, yeah, they were both on a red carpet for something,
Uh-huh.
and they were answering honestly about the direction of the show and the stories and what it was like after the writers changed. And she said, "Hey, like we're saying goodbye to body and soul."
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting back into, some classic days movements, when it comes to family stories and history and this, that, and the other thing. Because I do have to give it to Days of Our Lives. When it comes to like remembering its history,
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives seems to try the best
Yeah.
to honor it and also weave it into today as much as they can through
I
references to
think,
characters or even short visits by people like Jack and Jennifer.
yeah. Yeah, they do that quite a bit.
I'm sure it's not perfect. I'm sure there's
No.
plenty of things that they've reimagined or re-explained or just straight up ignore.
Yes, I'm sure.
But everything does have like this lived-in experience. Like the families feel like they're extended and also in various places across the country, coming back for legitimate. Like it just feels very real about how a family, especially the Hortons,
Yeah,
interact because they're constantly coming and going.
they do. They do. It's like, man, how many copies of that key are there? My goodness.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons to have that whole Horton family Christmas tree. Now we're seeing why.
Yeah.
Because all these characters are still very alive and well in the eyes of Salem.
Yeah.
Jeannie's trying to remember how Kristen and Sarah's baby switched. Well, what happened to Sarah's original baby? Does she have another kid out there that we don't
Well, I
know?
know that Sarah had, and she's had a couple of lost children, hasn't she? Has she had a miscarriage, and maybe she went off her rocker and stole it
I don't know. I don't know.
once upon a time.
Hopefully. Oh, here we go. Victor and Xander switched babies because Mickey died. Oh, it's a stillbirth type of thing. When they thought Maggie was driving drunk, and they thought oh shoot, oh she died. Okay, let me read all this before just running off with
Okay.
assumptions. Victor, Kyriakis, and
Mm-hmm.
Xander, his son, but at the time, I guess his nephew.
It was nephew at the
His
time.
nephew at the time. I'm not just a gardener. I'm your nephew, Victor. Switched babies because Mickey died when they thought Maggie was driving drunk. See, Maggie, she's got an alcohol problem. We knew that.
Yes.
And they thought she killed baby Mickey. So Mickey was born, I would assume, and was nestled in a car seat, being driven by Maggie, who was Sarah's mama.
Yes.
Car accident because she was sipping the whiskey,
Uh-huh.
wrapped the car out around a light pole, and they
Wow.
thought that was the end for Mickey. Mm-hmm. So what really happened to Mickey? If it wasn't that. But I guess that led to a baby swap.
Oh, okay,
Where they
okay.
went and they grabbed Kristen's baby, slipped it into the car seat, so to speak, and pretended that
Oh,
was Mickey for Sarah to raise for a year. Then we find out, oh no, it's actually Rachel. Brady's pissed, I'm sure.
well, I no
They should have brought
wonder.
that up.
Well,
Brady should
no
have brought that
wonder
up.
Kristen's such a
Over
bee.
overprotective mother. So she should, yeah, yeah, gosh, wow, that's crazy history. That should
And
still be
so
playing into today.
EJ gave away crazy big Rachel.
Yeah, she's in Aramid again.
Yeah. Kristen was over there. Settle her into Aramid. Put her back in that junk hole with all the spider webs. Go for it. Kristen don't really want her back either. Not really. She don't want her held prisoner somewhere, but she don't want her back. That woman's a lot of trouble.
She is. Just leave her comfortable in that crazy mansion where she was silent for 30 years. We'll just do it again, just another 30. Eventually, we're going to have to go there because the neighbors are reporting a smell. And that's
All I
it,
want
and
her
then
to
we're
come
done with
back.
her.
I want crazy Rachel, big Rachel,
Yes.
to come back
The
someday.
lady in white.
Yeah, and bring Connie with you. Guys would be delight to get her.
We just want Connie. We want Connie. At this point, Connie could have filmed 3 arcs by now. Come on, Julie Dove, tell us the truth. We know. We know that you know. We know you're back. Come on, just let it slip, Julie. Come on. Oh gosh. Oh goodness gracious. What else did I write down? Rachel and Sarah. That's good. Xander and Philip. Once again. So we were talking about like charismatic scene partners. These two fly off the screen.
They do.
And as it gets deeper and plot develops and tension grows between the two of them, it just gets more compelling to watch.
I tell you what, if I was Philip, I would have my eyes like an iguana. I'd be looking at him all the
You
time,
know?
all the time. Boy, oh boy, because I would have some kind of like, residual trauma, I'd be scared he was going to bash me over the head every time I turned around.
I mean, so I wake up and he's holding a pillow. What you doing, Xander?
Exactly.
Listen, if you tell anybody, you piece of crap, you're going to lose everything, you understand? We're both going to go down for this, so you shut your little trap.
I know. And it's so funny too. I mean, everybody knows that Xander beat the tar out of him, and Kate is fit to be
Oh
tied.
my gosh, it is the best crime though. If you're somebody that likes to do that sort of stuff, now he took it too far. He almost beat the man to death. But if you're somebody that likes to do little things, like little things to people, like I don't know, you swipe their cell phone cover or something, for example, something that's minor that doesn't really harm anybody. But God, what the hell? What's wrong with you, right?
Hmm?
You get this little thrill off of everybody knowing that you did it, but nobody can prove it.
Yeah.
It's thrilling.
Yeah.
It's
And I would
absolutely
be
thrilling.
I would be afraid if I were Philip, man. Oh man, Xander is, I mean, he is a violent fool.
Just don't
When
bring him out.
he's going off the deep end, he is a violent fool.
Just don't make him mad. Stay on his good side. That's all. That's all
I
you gotta
mean,
do
shooting somebody is quick.
to beat
You
them.
you take some time to beat the almost death out of somebody.
We really should have saw this coming because you remind me. There is somebody that Xander has straight up killed in the time that we have.
Who did he kill?
He killed
Remind me.
Constantine.
Yeah, he
He
did.
shot Constantine right in the back while he was struggling. Just shot him in the back, not his front, in his back, while he was on the ground. He did. We should have seen this coming. That was Xander showing his true colors.
Yeah.
It was. It was. I bumped my microphone. Sorry, everybody.
He he's very cold and calculating when you know,
It's so
very
good.
cold.
I really can't wait to see what happens next. What's he
Me
gonna do?
too.
Because
Me
now they
too.
have to hold on to Titan and Demira. Like
Yes,
they
they
gotta
have to somehow they have to be able to get along still.
they have to
They have
figure
to.
out how to hold on to these things, or it's gonna wiggle its way back into the Demira hands, or EJ's gonna do something with the hospital in order to get it, or something. I don't know. There's lots on the horizon for Days of Our
If
Lives.
Johnny don't show up to work soon, are they going to tell him no, thank
You
you?
can say, listen, man, you've contributed nothing. All right, you haven't even been here long enough to earn a severance. All right, you gotta go. You gotta go.
And he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna be okay with his dad. Gonna.
Yeah,
Chanel
eventually.
is not happy about that.
No, no, more drama down the line. We're laying down the foundation, folks, for an intense summer. Now that we've gotten the John Black stuff out of the way, what's next for Days of Our Lives? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
I think it's gonna be great.
Well, Tracy's Fractured History and More is a Wally Kurth fan. And Tracy, we are too. And we're going to have a chance to go hang out with Wally Kurth at the end of the month, or at the end of July into early August. We're going to see
Yes.
the Day Players. We're going to hang out with them in Los Angeles. We're going to watch their concert, do a little meet and greet VIP, give Wally Kurth a high five. And while I
Yeah,
do
we
it, I
are.
might say Tracy's Fractured History and More loves ya.
And we've had an opportunity to talk with Wally a couple of times. So it'll be great to talk to him. He's always delight. He's always delight. He's
So it's gonna be
always
super
friendly.
exciting.
He's always fun.
So if you're fans of General Hospital, hang out with us on the show. Give us a subscribe if you haven't liked the video so YouTube knows that you enjoyed yourself and it'll suggest us again down the line if you still want to do a little sampling. You're welcome to do that. And if you want to feed us while we're at the GH event, you can contribute through the Super Chat and Super Thanks function. You can do that at any
Yeah.
time if you feel like you want to just
Yeah.
slide a little off the top of your bank account and send it on our way. We'll show you the Starbucks coffee. We'll show
And
you the sandwich wrappers.
you know what, you guys? This trip is only 1 week prior to my birthday.
Well, there's that too. So contribute to my mama's good time birthday as well. As we
My
hang
birthday
out.
is August 10th, and we're going to be there July 31st, August 1st, August 2nd.
Hanging out with the cast of GH, a couple of events there, spending some specific time with Mara West and Cynthia Watros, as well as Amanda Setton and Josh Swickard. So, and we're going to bring that back to you vicariously through our experience. We will come back with all sorts of stories, all sorts of inside anecdotes, and I imagine there's going to be pictures and updates on our social medias. So give that a follow now.
And there definitely will be. There's definitely will be. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch Matthew at these events because he can be completely engaged. It's kind of like he is on here. He can be completely engaged, listen to everything they say, think of things to say back, and type things for you guys at the same
I
time.
don't know
It's
how I do it.
amazing.
I can't give advice, so don't ask. It's a
But he
natural
can
skill
do
I was
it.
born with. I can only do it in that environment, though. Don't ask me to multitask at work. Anyway, folks, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Excuse me. Follow us on all the social media so you can be kept up to date with what it is that we got going on there. Join the soap conversation all week long by following us on 10th Floor GH. Leave a comment if you're watching the replay. If you're watching us live, come on back later and leave a comment. We want to expand the audience on this one as much as we can because we like talking about these soaps too, and we want to talk about it with as many people as we can. So bring them on
Absolutely.
by. Share this with your soap fans, friends, and families. Respin that in your memory to something that made more sense. But until next time, which will be live at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday, right here on this YouTube channel,
Sure will be.
go swing for the fences.
And don't let that gate hit you in the butt on the way out.
I've been Matt,
And I've been Kat.
and this is a cast of Star Trek beaming out. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.